The crew of a spaceship evades an assassin dispatched to capture a psychic 17-year-old girl named River. Hello, and welcome to IM Movies. The movie begins with a narrator teaching some kids about how they left Earth due to overpopulation and moved to a new solar system with dozens of planets and hundreds of moons. She tells them that each of the planets was terraformed for decades to support human life. The central planet formed the Alliance, ruled by an interplanetary parliament. The Alliance was more civilized than the other savage planets, which are referred to as the Independents. The Independents refused the Alliance's control and war broke out. One of the students asks why the Independents fought them, and another student argues that the Independents are cannibals called Reavers. The narrator tells them that it is true that the Independents are dangerous, and asks them for their opinion on why they think they rejected civilization. One of the students named River Tam answers and says, "We meddle," stating how the Alliance had tried to control the lives of the Independents. The narrator walks toward her and inserts an object in her head. River wakes up in a secret lab strapped to a chair. It appears River had been dreaming, and Dr. Matthias had been experimenting on her memory. Dr. Matthias explains his procedures to a young man named Simon, who claims to be a member of the Parliament. Simon asks to know more information about River, and Dr. Matthias tells him that River is a psychic with extraordinary combat skills. Soon, Dr. Matthias begins to suspect that Simon is an imposter, but Simon soon slams an object on the floor, causing the doctor and his workers to pass out. Simon is River's brother. He wakes River up and goes to check their escape route. Soon, Simon sees River behind him. River and Simon try to escape through the elevator hatch, and security men begin to shoot at them. But they soon get help from a hovering spaceship. Later, an operative working for the Parliament watches how Simon helped River escape. Dr. Matthias and his team confront the operative and ask for his clearance. The operative proves he's truly from the Parliament, and Dr. Matthias asks him why he has come. The operative shows Dr. Matthias the part where he had told Simon classified information. The operative tells Dr. Simon that he has failed, and asks that he kill himself with a sword. Dr. Matthias tells the operative that he didn't bring a sword. Soon, the operative brings out a sword and kills the doctor's team. The operative hits the doctor's nerve cluster and makes him fall on his sword. Meanwhile, Serenity, a spaceship traveling to raid another planet, develops a fault. The captain of the ship, Malcolm, and the pilot, Washburn, begin to panic as they seek a solution. Mal announces the issue to the rest of the crew and tells Wash to land the ship. Later, Mal talks to Jane about the raid, and Zoe, Washburn's wife, asks him about the fault, but he tells her to ask her husband. Soon, the ship experiences turbulence. Mal goes to the engine room to meet Kaylee, the ship's engineer. Kaylee tells Mal to be calm. Soon, Simon confronts Mal and asks him not to take River with him on their raid, but Mal refuses and tells Simon that they are guests on his ship. Simon tells Mal that he has earned his passage by treating their wounds, and Mal promises him that he'll keep River safe. Later, Wash lands the ship and the crew head out, leaving Simon and Kaylee behind. Soon they arrive at the bank and decide to open the safe, but they find it locked. River begins to read the minds of the people there, and points at a man who is about to pull out his gun. Zoe goes to the man and he throws his gun away. Soon an old man opens a small safe filled with money, but Mal pushes a button and a bigger safe opens up. Soon River senses the Reavers are close and tells Jane. Outside, Reavers begin to kidnap people to eat alive. Jane tells Mal about the Reavers and they pack up to leave. As soon as the crew gets in their vehicle, a man runs to them, asking that they take him, but Mal refuses. Reavers catch up with the guy and Mal shoots him in the neck. As they fly away, Reavers go after them. Zoe contacts Wash and tells him to get the spaceship ready. Soon the Reavers shoot a spear through Jane's leg, but Mal saves him. After a while, Zoe turns the vehicle around to face the Reavers, but Wash shows up, and she crashes the vehicle inside the spaceship. Later, as they check up on each other, a Reaver shows up and they all kill it. Simon attacks Mal for putting River in danger and tells him not to ever take her on his raid. Mal gets angry, and Simon tells him that they'll get off the ship as soon as River gets her share of the bounty. Kaylee tries to calm them, but Mal tells Simon that he'll drop them off at Beaumont in 10 hours. Later, Kaylee tells Jane about her displeasure with Mal's decision to send Simon and River away, stating how Mal had also once sent his girlfriend Inara away. At Beaumont, Kaylee advises Simon on how to survive and walks away as it dawns on her that Simon is leaving. Simon asks River if she wants to stay, and River tells him that it's not safe for the crew. Later, Kaylee confronts Mal about his decision on Simon, and they argue about it as he puts away his gun to meet with his business partners Fanti and Mingo. Soon, Fanti and Mingo walk up to them as Kaylee leaves. The identical twin tries to confuse Mal about their identity, and they later sit to talk about business. Later, River watches a jingle play on a screen and gets triggered by it. She says the word Miranda and begins to fight everyone in the place. Mal is shocked as he sees River fighting. Mal asks Jane to go stop her, but River knocks Jane out and continues to fight two other men. Later, Mal and River point a gun at each other, but Simon soon says a phrase that puts River out. Later, Mal carries River and takes her back to his ship. Meanwhile, the operative watches the whole incident and runs a search on Mal to see his full bio. Inside the ship, Mal locks River away and confronts Simon about the incident. Simon tells Mal that the people who helped him break River out gave him the safe word in case something goes wrong. Mal angrily attacks Simon for putting his crew in danger. Simon tells Mal that he thought River was getting better and asks if he could go see her. At the same time, Wash suggests that they talk to Mr. Universe, a computer geek, to ask for bearings. Soon, they show Mr. Universe the video of the incident and ask him if there has been any follow-up on the news. Mr. Universe tells them that he's not the first person to access the security feeds. Zoe suggests that someone else had accessed the security feeds, and Mr. Universe confirms her statement. Soon, Mr. Universe introduces his love bot to the crew, and Mal asks him to check what triggered River. They realize that River was triggered as she said the word Miranda. Later, Simon asks River about the word Miranda, and River tells him that the memory of what she said isn't hers. River cries and begs Simon not to make her sleep again. The operative goes to see Inara as Mal decides to visit an old man named Shepherd Book. Shepherd's people are happy to see the crew and welcome them. Later, Shepherd asks Mal if he has a plan, and tells him that an operative is coming for River since the Alliance hasn't said anything so far. The Shepherd tells Mal that the only way to get through this is to believe in himself. Later, Inara contacts Mal and tells him that she's having an issue with the locals at her place. Mal and his crew know it is a trap, but they need to save Inara anyway. As they get close, Mal decides to go alone and tells Zoe to come rescue him if she doesn't hear from him in an hour. Soon, Mal walks into Inara's room disguised as a woman and finds her praying. Inara asks him why he'd come and he tells her that he knows she's in trouble. Inara tells Mal that he can't handle the operative, and the operative walks in. Inara sets up an incense and tells Mal that she's praying for him. The operative tells Mal that he has a warship ready to blow up his warship with a rocket. Mal shows the operative a pulse beacon to tell him that the rocket will come to them instead. The operative tells Mal that he is unarmed and Mal shoots him immediately. Mal tries to run away, but the operative drags him back and Inara joins in the fight. The operative beats the both of them and goes to take his sword while Mal goes for his gun. As the operative stands close to the incense, it explodes. Soon after, soldiers try to help him up, but he orders them to go after Mal and Inara. As Mal and Inara get on their spaceship, they release several navsat into space to cover their tracks. The operative asks his men to track the ship's navsat, and they tell him that they found 7 instead. Later, as Mal and his crew talk about where to go next, Jane gets angry, stating that he cannot lay down his life for River. He reminds Mal of how he led his former crew to fight for the Alliance during the war, and how only Zoe came out alive. Later, Jane sneaks into River's cell to kill her, but she knocks him out. Soon, they hear a gunshot and run to check. They see Jane lying on the floor and begin to look for River. Simon decides to look through the window, and River appears in front of him. River opens the door and knocks Simon out. Later, Mal finds River in the cockpit. River points a gun at him as she searches for the location of Miranda and shows it to him. Zoe tells them that the planet is surrounded by floating Reaver's spaceship, stating that no one dares to go there, even the Alliance. Soon, they arrive at Shepard's planet and find out that they are all dead. Mal sees that the Shepherd is still alive and calls for Simon, but the Shepherd dies before he arrives. Soon, Zoe tells Wash to send a warning message to anyone who has ever sheltered them after a raid to get out. But Mal soon finds out that the operative has killed all of them. The operative shows up and speaks to Mal from the feed. The operative tells Mal that more people will continue to die as long as he keeps River away from him. Later, Mal tells Zoe and Simon to tie some of the bodies to the nose of their ship so that Reavers will not be able to sense them as they head to Miranda. The crew protests the idea, saying they won't desecrate the bodies of their friend, but Mal tells them it's the only way to survive and gives them the option to leave. After a while, they get on their way and they successfully fly past several Reavers floating spaceships. Soon they land in Miranda and soon find out that the people there have been poisoned to death. Later, they find a recorded confession of a woman telling the world what the Alliance did and how the survivors turned into Reavers. Later, Mal addresses his team and tells them that they have to let the world know what the Alliance has done. They decide to take the message to Mr. Universe to broadcast it in 30 worlds. Soon, they get off the planet and head out to meet Mr. Universe. They talk to Mr. Universe and tell him that they are on their way. However, the operative is already there. He stabs Mr. Universe immediately after the call and tells his men to get ready to meet them in the air. Meanwhile, Mal and his crew attack the Reavers on their way out, and the Reeves go after them. However, the Alliance army is already waiting for them. Soon they realize that they are not alone, and the operative panics as he orders his men to attack. Wash decides to fly low and avoid the shootings as they head into Mr. Universe's orbit. The Reavers finally destroy the operative's main spaceship, but the operative escapes in a pod. Reaver's spaceship shoots laser beams at Mal's ship as they chase after them. Their ship loses control, and Mal tells them to strap themselves to something as their ship loses control and lands violently. Wash successfully lands the ship, and a piece of iron rod pierces him. Soon Mal realizes it's the Reavers and tells them to run into a building. They begin to block the door with crates and heavy stuff to keep the Reavers out as Mal goes up to meet Mr. Universe. Mal orders Zoe to hold till he gets back and leaves. Mal gets to Mr. Universe's operation room and soon realizes that the operative already killed him. Soon, Mr. Universe's lovebot begins to speak and tells Mal that the operative destroyed his equipment, but he left a backup equipment at the bottom of the building's complex. Later, Reavers pound on the doors and River begins to panic. Kaylee tells Simon that she's going to die, and Simon confesses his love for her. After hearing this, Kaylee tells Simon she'll survive by all means. Soon, the operative gets into Mr. Universe's control room and hears the lovebot speak. Later, Zoe and Jane begin to shoot as Reavers break through the barrier. Zoe gets up to fight the Reavers, and one of them soon cuts her. Mal gets to the complex and begins to climb it, but the operative shoots him with an electric gun. Soon, Mal and the operative begin to fight as Mal struggles to get to the computer. Zoe and Jane continue to fight the Reavers as they begin to pour in. Soon, Jane and Kaylee get shot, and Zoe orders them to fall back. Simon tries to treat Kaylee's wounds and gets shot as he realizes that he has left his bag behind. River sees her brother in pain and promises to take care of him as he has been taking care of her. River gets triggered, and she goes out to fight the Reavers alone. Meanwhile, as Mal and the operative continue to fight, the operative hits Mal's nerve cluster and tries to stab him. Mal hits the operative in his throat, breaks his arms, and locks him with his swords. Mal finally sends the message, and the operative watches it with tears. Soon, Mal goes down to meet the rest and asks for River. The door opens and they see River standing over the bodies of the Reavers. Soon, the Alliance army blows up a hole in the wall and asks the operative for a kill order, but the operative asks them to stand down. After that, the crew conducts a burial for Shepard, Mr. Universe, and Washburn. Meanwhile, they begin to fix their ship and get ready to leave. The operative tells Mal that the Parliament will come after them, as he has now turned his back on the Parliament too. Mal joins River in the cockpit as she pilots Serenity into space. Serenity carries its crew into an uncertain future, bound together by loyalty, resilience, and unwavering belief in their cause. And that's the end of this recap. Thank you for supporting my small channel. If you like this video, share and like to help this channel out. Thanks for watching and see you at the